Rolling.
Boom. What's up, y'all? My name is Ian Edwards, and welcome to the Soccer Comic Rant. And we have a bunch of things to discuss, some FA Cup matches, and there's some midweek matches in the Premier League. Man U's draw with Burnley, Newcastle versus Everton, West Ham versus Watford, all the implications. We got Lee's team, Southampton, about to play Martin's team, Spurs, tomorrow. Is it tomorrow?
Yeah.
And just, hey, man, like just on and on and on. Thank you for watching. If you're watching, like and subscribe on YouTube. If you're listening, on iTunes, Omni Studio, at allthingscomedy.com, especially on allthingscomedy.com, there's other comics there with their own podcasts about their own different topics, but there's some of the best comics in the world: Bill Burr, Bert Kreischer, Tom Papa, and the list goes on. So check out their podcast also. And our sponsors, onthevolleyapparel.com, and they have tanks, hoodies, t-shirts, and sweatshirts for men and women. So check those out. We also have 3 t-shirts of merch for Soccer Comic Rant there also. We got 2 of the usual suspects. We got Lee Hudson, comic from England, Southampton fan. What up, Lee?
Hey.
What up? And Chelsea fan, even though you can't tell, no gear today. Neil Chakravarty, stand-up comic. What's up, fam?
All good.
Good. That was the most suspicious good I've heard.
I'm trying to ward all suspicion away from me by dressing up normal.
Did a terrible job. just came off super suspicious. That's all I got to say. So we had some Premier League games today, and I want to start off with Newcastle Everton first. Score that game was 3-1, and it was like 2 of the teams that were most active in the transfer window. Everton not only got players, they got some players on loan, they bought some players, and they got a new coach that's pretty active. And Newcastle just bought a bunch of people, and they're playing gumbo football. They're seeing if the new players mix with the old players, who they need to keep, who they don't need to use. Eddie Howe is trying to justify himself being hired, and if he should be there any longer as it keeps going forward. But so far, so good. I'll tell you one thing. A problem with Newcastle is they needed defense. And by buying Kieran Trippier, you bought a quality defender, but who can also add to your attack. So that's some good transfer window business right there. A team that needs defense got a good defender, but one that also could add to their attack. And he's been quality in the games that he's played for them. He was good before the holiday break window, or whatever we just call that 2-3 weeks that we had off. That's unusual thing. Winter break, I guess. And today he was quality too. I don't know if you guys saw the games or just want to talk about anything about it, but especially since Newcastle is Lee's favorite team to hate.
Yeah, I saw the game.
I don't mind them. They're going to bypass us pretty soon. It'd just be fun. I think it'd be funny if they went down with all that money. But yeah, they played well in this game. Like you said, Trippier was a major threat. Like not just the goal he scored, but like his set pieces and his crosses and open play as well. Like he put such a good delivery into the box. The free kick he scored was kind of strange though, because Everton left like a hole in their wall, as if to say like, you can have this gap. And then he just went, yes, thank you, I will take that. And just put it straight through that gap, which was, kind of interesting. One of the things off the field for Newcastle, I think we spoke about it in our chat, was they've hired Dan Ashworth, or they're hiring Dan Ashworth from Brighton as like the technical director or director of football, which is a smart move, but one they probably should have done before they hired a manager and bought a bunch of players, because that's normally what the person in that role does.
The Newcastle way, baby. That's not the Newcastle way to do shit in the right order. Come on.
So yeah, that's kind of strange. But no, the game was good. I think Newcastle looked good value for the win. Trippier, like you say, played well. But Sir Maximum, I thought was brilliant. From the bits I watched, he was just doing his usual stuff, just making things happen. So it was quite interesting that the game was 1-1, and then the second Newcastle goal came from Dele Alli giving the ball away. Pass came into him with his back to goal in his own half. He didn't look over his shoulder. He didn't check, and the ball got pinched. He should have protected it. He should have been a bit more strong, but he just got pinched off his toes. And then the sequence of play carried on that Newcastle scored the second goal from. So he's kind of at fault there, which the Everton fans already don't like him because of what he wore on the pitch at the weekend before the game when he got unveiled. Like they said, he was like dressed. These are probably the same people that would hate Paul Pogba for having like a coloured streak in his hair or something.
Did he have on a Supreme shirt?
He had some loud shirt on. He had like a black jacket over the top of it, but he had some like strange jeans on and.
Right.
But I mean, I don't really think it matters what footballers wear or anyone wears, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, he's given himself with that, and then the mistake today, he'll be giving himself an uphill battle with people who want to hate on him.
But the haircut change was, I think, to ward off some of those folks. He did chop his hair off, right? Like all the different colored dreadlocks he had.
Mm-hmm.
He cut them off.
Yeah, he's trying to be the headmaster's favorite student, but still lost the ball.
Yeah, if you want to be the headmaster's favorite student, don't give the ball away.
Yeah. Interesting to see if his heart is in playing for Everton, or if he has just moved to that region of the country to be closer to Guardiola's daughter. Which I think that's why he's gone up there.
Yeah.
No wonder he seemed excited in the press conference. Like
the game was so chaotic, though. Like
that's Everton style.
Yeah, I mean, I only watched the second half, and then I saw the 2 goals in the first half, which were both own goals. And if that was any indication, the first half was chaotic too. It just seemed like, at least with Newcastle, when they got that second goal, I think they had more control of the game. But Everton, they were not able to pass a ball under no pressure, not able to trap a ball. They did look comfortable, sometimes when they're going forward, because Richarlison and he knows what he's doing. Andre Gomez, I think he looks good, but it's just like, I don't know if it's just a general lack of technical ability in that squad, or
I think that's what it is.
Faulty recruitment over the years, but they just look so disoriented. But it could also be, it's going to take some time adjusting to similar thing that we spoke about Rangnick at United, because Lampard, from what I know at Derby and Chelsea, he likes a possession-based style of football. And if you look at Everton, I think they were in the bottom 3 of possession before this game, this season. So it's a team that's not used to playing with the ball won't overnight, learn how to be comfortable with it. So
they won the possession game, but they did not win the who put the ball in the back of the net game. Like, they had 61% possession.
Yeah, but they don't know what to do with it, because they've never had it before. They were I think averaging 44 or 40% before this game.
So, it's crazy though, considering like how dominant they were against Brentford at the weekend.
Yeah,
I just it looks like they might be inconsistent under Lampard for a little bit.
I mean, that's Everton under any coach, just inconsistent.
They've been fairly consistent though this season. I think they won their first 3 games, 3 of their first 4 games, and then they just kept losing.
Right.
They're in a relegation battle right now. I think with today's result, they are in the relegation battle because
you think that's legit?
Yeah. Because let's look at the table here. So they are now.
Yeah, they're only 3 points ahead of Norwich.
Yeah, they're 3 points ahead of Norwich. They have a game in hand, but here again, like when you've lost every game in your last 6 or something bizarre like that. I think they have one win in. Okay, so they have one win in. Okay, so this is how long it took me. They have one win in 16. So it doesn't really matter.
Talking about Newcastle or Everton?
No, Everton.
That sounds like Newcastle numbers.
No, this is Everton. Like that's almost half a season, and of just having one win, which basically means that one game in hand doesn't really mean much. That's one more game that you're going to lose.
So Frank is your boy.
Yeah.
Right? You think he's going to get them out of this?
I don't know, because he never had to deal with something like this, where he's never had to face relegation before, and he's never taken over a club in the middle of a season before. So he's really up against it.
So no.
Yeah. he might scrape through. It's going to be a race to the bottom. So he just has to do enough to make sure there are 3 worse teams than him.
Because it becomes real tight down there, because Burnley have got a game in hand. They've got 1 game in Everton. They've got 2 games on everyone else down there. But if they win their game in hand over Everton, they only go 2 points behind them. That's how compacted it's becoming down that end of the table right now.
Right.
And like Watford are going to be probably harder to beat under Hodgson, which they showed today already against West Ham. It took a deflected goal for them to win that. So, yeah, and Norwich seem to be picking up form under Dean Smith now. They play tomorrow, I think. So it's getting interesting down there.
And every other team, if there's any way to look up, let's look up the last 2 months since December. Yeah, Everton has 4 points, second from bottom. Apart from Watford, I think they're the one with the least number of points since December. And let's pull it back to November. Yeah. They're bang bottom. Since November, they have 5 points in 12 games. So
again, maybe that's why they hired Lampard, though. He's got experience in the Championship.
Yeah, like I pulled it back even further to October 1st, and they have 6 points in 15 games. That's comfortably the lowest. Even Watford has more points. So for perspective, in those 16 games, Norwich has 10 more points than Everton.
Wow.
In the last, how long?
In the last 16 games. So yeah, it's not looking pretty. Like they've been, I think the only reason why they're not in the relegation battle right now is because they won those 3 games at the right up top.
But yeah, you think Donny van de Beek or Dele Alli, or who else did they get?
And they got El Ghazi.
El Ghazi. They got Mikolenko, the fullback, the Ukrainian fullback.
They got El Ghazi from Villa.
Yeah, I think that's a loan.
Yeah, it was part of the Digne deal. They got him on loan for the rest of the season.
And that was so weird because they were still making, at least Dele Alli and Van de Beek were, Lampard signings after he got the job. But it seems like even in the period where they had sacked their coach or were looking to sack their coach, they were still doing stuff with their squad. Why? Like, you don't know what the new manager needs. You're still wasting money.
Yeah, they don't care. They just grab people.
Yeah.
They just kidnap people on the open market or just lure them to the club with no plan. And that's their issue.
Scattergun FC. That's them.
What?
Scattergun FC. That's them just grabbing shit. Just no idea.
Just in panic mode. Just grabbing people. It's like, All right. So this will be fun to watch, to see. It's like you're washing your colors with your whites in your laundry. Some of that shit is gonna ruin the laundry. So good luck over there, Frank. Like I wish Frank, you know, positive vibes because I just liked him as a player, but this Everton situation, like you were saying, is it ain't gonna be an easy situation.
I mean, I mean, if he can get his, you know, what he has in mind, if he can get some of these, because there's some good quality players in that squad, like the forward line, especially Calvert-Lewin. I think he's still injured, but if he comes back, Richarlison, and you know, if Dele Alli can somehow find himself a time machine.
I don't believe in Richarlison like that. Like, he's a kid. He sucks his thumb. He pouts. He rolls around, pretends to be shot and stabbed or headbutted, and it's just too much childishness. And it's like,
yeah.
And then sometimes he gets injured or gets a card, like, but then if there's no Calvert-Lewin, you're gonna be desperate and you have to like pay this guy attention. And I always like question Frank defensively.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's definitely been one of his weaknesses, and I think he also has his work cut out with John Pickford. I mentioned that last week on the podcast, and again today, I think one of those goals. I mean, there's a hole in the wall. The guy who should be marshalling that is your goalkeeper.
Yeah, you would think this is your England teammate. You've seen him take free kicks, so you should have a pretty good idea of where he might put it. You know, so you have an extra advantage. Yeah. But again, Trippier just showed up to the Premier League showing nothing but quality, and that's good for him. I'm happy for him.
I'm unhappy that we were not the team that got him, because he was pretty much ideal for what we're looking for. We're looking for somebody who can play both wing back roles, because we have injuries on both wing backs. And he's not that costly. I think he costed them around 13 million.
Yeah,
cheap, and I'm sure we could have afforded his wages. Yeah. So,
I mean, we'll see. This is gonna be interesting. It's good that another team is getting pulled back into the relegation battle. The more the merrier. The more fun, the more possibilities, the more meaningful matches at the bottom of the table, and you know, it's just more entertainment for us. And then there's going to be the moments when somebody's going to look like they're definitely going down, and then they might come up for life and pull somebody else down. So I like watching people drown.
Yeah, the more teams that get dragged into it who aren't us.
Yes.
I was actually seeing, I don't know if anything has changed from this game, but at least before this game, there were 6 teams that were on track to be below, like proportionately below 40 points, which is traditionally being known as the safe zone if you cross 40 points. So there's currently 6 teams that are tracking to be below that zone, which is pretty low. I don't think that usually happens.
What, 6 teams?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that's a good bunch right there. I like that. I wish it was, you have the top 6. It's good to have an identified bottom 6 of like the potential teams that could go down, you know. Yeah. So I like that. Like Man United is next. We're trying to finish top 4, and which is funny because Everton's trying to finish top of the bottom 4. So
so Everton play United next?
Let's see.
No, United play.
No, we play Lee next.
Oh yeah, play Southampton.
Play Southampton.
Yeah, Spurs and Man United away the next 2 games. having just played Man City in our last league game. So we got it nice and easy right now.
Sorry, man. I don't feel sorry for you. Get the job done. All right? Just get the job done. Do what you're being paid to do. That's all I got to say.
Hey, as long as you play like you did tonight, then we're good.
Tonight was frustrating because it's another version of the Middlesbrough game. Was it Middlesbrough? We lost to in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Like the Middlesbrough, I don't even want to get into the amount of chances. I don't want to get into the penalty missed by Ronaldo. I don't want to get into that handball that clearly helped the player who put the assist in. Like, I know about all your rules, but if the handball helps the person control the ball so that the next touch is an assist, that goal should be ruled out. But today, Manchester United went back at it against Burnley. And then, like, again, in the first 45 minutes, it was Ragnick's system and just lit on fire. They're winning balls. McTominay showing up in the midfield. And we scored 3 goals. We had to score 3 goals just to get 1 goal. And there was a block, an offside block by Maguire in one. Yeah. And what was the other goal we scored that they took away? Dan, I can't.
Sure, I only saw the Varane one with the Maguire offside block.
Right. Yeah, they took away another goal, but I can't remember exactly what it was right now. But then finally Pogba got the other goal, and then we were sailing. But Burnley came out second half, and they played like they were Burnley, like a tough, stubborn, gritty team. And the funny thing is, that's what we need. Manchester United, I was telling you about the player that Liverpool got from, they scooped out of the hands of Tottenham. And the thing about his reel is that his mentality is right on the reel. Like, he wants it. And I feel like United needs some players, mainly in the midfield, who have the right mentality. And I just think we don't, even if some of these players are really skilled, they just don't have like today was going to be a tough time, and you have to see your way through this tough time. You have to know this is going to be a tough game, but we're going to out-tough Burnley. And when they make it uncomfortable, when the clock is ticking down, we're going to figure out a way. And we didn't. And also, we don't have the amount of substitutes that we used to have, because we let Donny go to Everton. Who else did we let go? We let Martial go to Marseille, and then Greenwood had that unfortunate incident, so he's out of the running. And the last time we were down, what was it, 1-1? Was it 1-1 we down to, what's that team we played? Was that West Ham? Last minute game was 0-0. And we figured out a way to get that goal. So we had no Martial to come off the bench, young ass Elanga, and game tied 1-1.
Yeah, you were a bit unlucky, like you say, the disallowed goal. There was that Cavani chance where Pope got across and made that crazy save.
Yeah.
Like, because Cavani heads it down. That's what you do in that situation. Mm-hmm. There's nothing he really did wrong. It was just a crazy save for him to get across the goal that quickly. And second half, Weghorst looked good for Burnley. He was causing problems. Good assist for Rodriguez's goal, the clever pass, and then almost scored their second with that sort of dipping volley that De Gea got down.
That shot, yeah. And De Gea got that strong right hand to it, yeah.
I put Weghorst in my fantasy team this week as well, so I got some assist points today.
If I was you, I'd keep him in there. Like, I didn't know he scored.
He's staying in there.
Yeah, he scored 28 goals in Germany.
Yeah.
It's like, how did Burnley get this guy? Like, I know they use the money.
Because Burnley is the only team in their scouting database, they have a filter set to 6'5" and above. So they look at him, bang. He's the first name that pops up in their database.
Yeah, all
Half
their
the
players.
Chris Wood as well.
So what?
Half the price of Chris Wood.
Yeah, that's a deal any day.
I think the Kieran Trippier deal for Newcastle kind of makes them look good as like Chris Wood deal makes them look bad. Because Chris Wood for 25 million is like, what are you doing? But they got Trippier really cheap.
Right. I mean, Chris Wood might not score until Callum Wilson is back.
But they don't need him to if everyone else is scoring like they did today.
Yeah, as long as they got Trippier, you're good.
But I guess like we need to start accepting the reality that Newcastle doesn't really care about the price tag anymore. So
I'll leave that to the last day. I'll always tease them and say that they're expecting scoring from some of these people.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Burnley can stay up. I mean, they should be the freshest team around at the moment because they played so few games compared to everyone else.
They've played 6 less games than us who played the most. That's almost like a third of the games played so far.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever happened before.
That what?
Yeah. The gap between the most games.
6 games ahead.
6 games, yeah.
Yeah, I think the most I've ever seen before is like 2 or 3 maximum.
Yeah.
You should have seen the gap between us and Middlesbrough. It extends into another league, and they won the game. So, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Another game, and I just want you guys out there to know that Neil has some ideas for the podcast, and we're going to read them off and kind of discuss them later on this episode and see what you guys think, get some input from you guys. Right now, just can you continue down matches? So Man City, what were the games today? Newcastle, Everton.
West Ham, Watford.
And West Ham won 1-0. And Burnley versus Man United. Sad. We dropped points to Burnley. 1-1.
It's kind of, like with West Ham's win, it's getting pretty interesting with that 4th spot. Or even maybe the 3rd spot. If everybody can win all their games, you can put pressure on Chelsea at number 3. Because I think right now it's West Ham on 40. So basically, it's 4 points separating 4 teams. And the Arsenal is on 36, but they have 3 games on hand.
They've all played different games, haven't they? All 4 of each team.
Yeah. Games played is all over the place.
Yeah. Tottenham on 20, United 21. No, United 23. Sorry. Tottenham 20, Arsenal 21, United 23, West Ham 24.
Right. Today is definitely a game that Man United couldn't afford to lose. Like, we would have stayed 4th and had a chance to, to be strong. But Burnley, they stopped us. I do like that we are kind of adapting to Ragnick's system. I feel like our players get tired. They're nowhere they're used to playing like entire games week after week or a few days after a few days at this level. Like Burnley came out in second half like with a different mentality, more positive, and they got their goals or their goal. There was some stuff in it like they called a foul on Pogba. For whose goal was that? That was the other goal. Like somebody scored, but they called a foul on Pogba before it was on a cross.
Oh.
But then in the middle of the field, I saw someone from Burnley push down somebody's shoulders from behind and jump over them and head the ball. And I'm like, that's kind of what happened in the box, and we're just going to continue playing. So, I don't know.
Well, I mean, worse things have happened to you from a refereeing point of view this week.
Oh, yeah. But Sancho looked good out there today.
Yeah.
So he's coming around. He's combining with Luke Shaw. He's like dribbling, taking people on.
So he's playing on the left now?
Say that again. Is he playing on the left now?
Is he playing on the left?
He was on the left, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's nice. I actually like him there.
Yeah, I saw he combined nicely with Shaw a few times. Like he would go inside, Shaw would overlap, and like Shaw looked like one of your biggest threats.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, he played a part in the goal for Pogba. He put that cross in where Varane made that little flick and almost scored as well.
Yeah, some bad final third passing today that got us all done. All right.
Who do you guys think is the best placed team right now, like to get that fourth spot? Who looks likeliest?
I mean, if you take Spurs' Spursiness out of the equation, you have to say them because of the games they have in hand. But
yeah,
like it's Spurs, so they probably won't do it.
Yeah, they technically need 4 points in 4 games to get to number 4.
Yeah.
But,
well, I'm hoping we can beat them tomorrow and put a dent in that plan.
Please do.
So it'd be interesting. I would say that they look like they're in the best position, but you need to do things with those games in hand. It's no good having them and assuming you'll win them because it's easier said than done.
They have 36
I think out of all the teams in that mix, United have got the most quality in their team. But they need to win games like tonight. Needed to be 3 points rather than 1.
Yeah, we have the quality, but quality is not everything. There's a mentality, man. Like I cannot emphasize more. Like just from watching these few last seasons, like I think I know what type of players I would buy, and it's tough because there's all these like expensive players that are expensive or overpriced because of their quality. But if you don't have the mentality, I don't even want to get you. It just has to be, you have to be a mentality person, and the skill comes along later.
But again, like what West Ham is doing this season, they just need to keep doing that for another 10, 12 games. And then, I mean, they don't have the big names, but they do the simple things right. Like there's not a single game they enter and you can take them for granted and you can, fault them for not having a good plan to get something out of the game.
Plus, in Bowen, I think they've got one of the most informed players in the league.
Yeah. It's true.
Where's Owen from?
Every week he does something.
Yeah.
Where's Owen?
Bowen, Jared Bowen.
Bowen, yeah. He's
been stepping up. Hull like 3 seasons ago.
Yeah, he's been stepping up. Even to the point where I know his nationality is English, where I didn't know before. But he's been mentioned so much that they started telling you he's English now. So I get it.
He's another one of those really late bloomers.
He's lived what?
He's kind of late. Like he's bloomed kind of late to the scene.
Yeah.
Liverpool are being linked with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's that good. But go ahead, Liverpool. Be my pleasure. Get him. I'm gonna try to find you. Oh, sorry about that. I'm gonna try to find. So we got Lee has some suggestions for the show. I mean, Neil, right? For like how we could do some of the episodes. So let's like kind of, we do want you guys to comment and hear what you got to say about it, Lee. And I just have to pull this thing up if I can find it. Okay. No. Okay, yeah. I'm on an iPad just for people who are watching, and I do not know how to use this thing. Making life difficult. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. All right, so here's Neil's email to me. Hi, Ian.
I don't think we need to go into that.
Of the format and the stuff we cover, because some comments have been pointing out us missing some stuff, and wanted your thoughts on this. If we move to a 2-episode-a-week show, we can break it down this way. So what are your thoughts, guys, on the 2 episodes a week?
Yeah, I'm down. I'm not doing anything else at 1 a.m.
It's hilarious.
I'm free.
I'm down too, because I see the value of it when like, as far as like Neil was saying, like as far as information on when football is all about timing and when things happen. So right now we do the podcast on Tuesday, but we're supposed to talk to Aaron about seeing if we can get a Monday spot. And then we can also figure out a way, if he's unavailable, to do it on Thursday and still like get both episodes out. So that's...
Would that be doing like 1 episode as a review, 1 episode as a preview?
Yeah, like 1 episode based on everything that happened on the weekend, right? On Monday. Like, so that instead of waiting for Tuesday and being like behind the news, even though we come up with some interesting things to say with more time to and it's less of a reactionary thing, you know, I think we could still just
just too many midweek games for us. Okay, we end up missing a bunch if we are waiting the entire week to cover them.
Yeah, I feel like you with the way football is, if you don't do a podcast every day, you're gonna miss something. Like for real, because it's happening at the oddest times and the oddest places.
Yeah, Kurt
like,
Zuma went and drop kicked a cat, and we don't even get to talk about it.
People kicking their cats. African Cup of Nations just happened.
Yes.
That was 2 days ago. That was huge. Sane versus Mane. And even when, what was that player? Was it a player from Cameroon was trying to shit on Salah?
Oh, yeah.
Abubakar.
Was it? Yeah.
Vincent Abubakar. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, was that a Pamecano? Who did that? So
Vincent Abubakar, he plays as centre forward for Cameroon.
He's the captain of Cameroon, right?
Yeah. He got the golden boot, I think, for the tournament, didn't he?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he did.
He was like one of the players of the tournament.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But it's like, so you don't watch Liverpool play every weekend? Because he tried to intimate that Salah scores, but he doesn't do much when he watches him play. Just, he's on, and I'm like, there's a 4-3-3 system there where the forwards have to actively defend at Liverpool. So I don't understand what you're talking about. So, all right.
He's just trying to get an edge before a big game.
Yeah, well, again, like you don't piss off top players before a game.
It almost was. Salah didn't really do much.
I mean,
but they lost on penalties, though.
Have you seen his teammates? Like is it El Ghazi or Trezeguet?
Trezeguet.
Like a Villa cast off. He's like a main player. I don't want to shit on him, but these are not on his level. Like,
yeah, he just got loaned to a Turkish team today.
So there you go. So, you know, I don't want to. I'm just saying, it's tougher for him than it is for Mane.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like that final was basically Egypt's goalkeeper versus Senegal.
Yo, that Egypt goalkeeper had a tournament and a half.
Yeah, he's legit.
Yeah, he's legit. Where is he playing now? Because I'm like, somebody should scoop him up.
He's not even their main goalkeeper. I think he's the substitute. Like I think their main goalkeeper, something happened. And then he was the second goalkeeper. So
he had a pretty fearless tournament. Like he stunk of I belong here. Like he saved a bunch of penalties, just a good save.
Yeah, he plays for a club in Egypt.
He almost got Mane's penalty in the final as well.
Yeah, Mane just. So did you hear about the thing with Mane and Salah? Like Salah's like he's gonna go right, and Mane said, "No, I'm gonna go
left."
But then he did go left, but he ran up and just tore into the ball right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Egypt keeper for me was the second best keeper in the tournament after the Comoros left back who went in goal.
It's hilarious. All right. Here's another thing in Neil's email. So he proposes that we talk about 2 games an episode and then do an overview of the other 10 games. So like 15 minutes on game 1, 15 minutes on game 2.
Like feature matches.
Feature matches, yeah. And then an overview of the other 10 games. Yeah, which is cool with me. I just worry about leaving out some of the lower team game, the bottom of the table teams, because we've been accused of being like Man U heavy sometimes, Spurs heavy, Chelsea heavy, and just top of the table heavy. So
I think one way to fix it is like the featured games need not be a top 4, top 6 game. It can just be the game that's gotten the most talking points about it. And if you see in one of the other points I have is like one big talking point of the week. So that just can also be. No, if you see, I think right after that, in one of my other points was,
big talking point of the week.
Big talking point. So that can also be related to some other game. So, and if we have 2 episodes a game, we are essentially kind of covering 3 into 2, 6.
What if the big talking point is in one of the games we discussed, top games we discussed?
No, it can't be. So that's.
You said it can't be?
Yeah, you got to spread your bets a little bit. You got to improvise.
No, but it might be though.
Yeah, it might be like, if a manager, like for example, like a manager stank up the place in one game and then got sacked. So then his sacking is, but my guess is that those occasions would be few and far in between.
All right. I mean, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Preview of upcoming games. Now, there'll be no preview if we do two podcasts, because there'll be a preview in the Thursday one, but none in the.
Well, if there's midweek games.
Yeah, midweek, like Champions League and all that. So, all right. So, yeah. And then.
I don't think football is stopping. I feel like there's football all the time.
Yeah, there's
something happening.
I finally understand the American complaint when they say they don't understand football because when does the season end? And I was like, what are y'all talking about? But now I can honestly say I can't even defend that question no longer.
We play the mighty Al Hilal tomorrow.
Is that your first game? Is that Chelsea's first game in the Club World Cup?
Club World Cup, the Kings of Saudi Arabia, Al Hilal,
who beat
the Kings of UAE, Al Jazeera, who beat the Kings of Tahiti, AS Pirek.
It's hilarious.
Is Al Hilal the ones who have Giovinco these days?
Al Hilal, their manager is Leonardo Jardim, who used to manage at Monaco. His stock was really high a couple of years back. That's as much as I know. But they also have a couple of really interesting players. You remember that guy, Matheus Pereira from, I think, West Brom?
Yeah, well, he was good at West Brom.
He, if memory serves me right, that crazy game where we lost 5-2, he actually scored for West Brom last season. And,
last season?
Yeah.
Those teams sound like somewhere Chipper Moting should be.
He might
they've got Musa Marega as well.
Yeah,
who was decent
from Porto. Yeah. Yeah.
Carlos Eduardo is a good player. He's a bit old now, maybe, but
yeah.
It's an interesting team.
They got United legend Odion Ighalo.
Oh, so he's not in China anymore.
Yeah, he's doing the retirement circuit.
So does he play you guys?
He plays us tomorrow.
All right, watch out. We can score.
And if we win, we face Palmeiras from Brazil in the final.
Are they through already? Or you're just dismissing the other team?
No. They beat, who did they beat? They beat Ali. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering the name. From Egypt, who are the African champions.
I wouldn't know if you're butchering the name. It sounded legit.
And interesting thing about the Al Ahly was they are the team from Egypt, and they pretty much had to start their campaign with the AFCON still happening. So half their team was playing for the Egyptian national team.
So did some of the players now race over?
Yeah, they did.
That they can lose this tournament too?
Exactly, they did that. They did exactly that. They drove down straight from the airport, played a game, lost, and now they're back. It's kind of like how Thomas Partey, got knocked out with Ghana and then with Arsenal, I think in back-to-back days, twice in 2 days.
There's a bunch of like Deion Sanders is like, or Bo when he used to play baseball and football, but except this one sport, one national, and then your club team.
Edouard Mendy, he's had to save a penalty, which he historically hasn't. So that's something he's had to do for the first time. Saved the penalty in the penalty to shootout, lifted the cup, gone to Senegal, partied with the rest of the country, and now he's scooted over to UAE to hopefully play in the final. Oh
damn! So he's got to do the same thing.
Yeah.
From a winning perspective for Chelsea.
Yeah.
They should have given him a vacation and just said Kepa can play the Club World Cup. Come on.
I think he would want that medal to his cabinet.
Which one do you think he values more?
Oh, AFCON by far.
I saw that celebration and it was huge. It was epic. That thing means everything.
Yeah, they've never won it before as well.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think for a Senegalese player, or I guess for any of these African players, considering that there's not been a history of African countries doing, reaching the later stages of the World Cup, I think this is the biggest trophy for their careers. I think it's bigger than any club trophy or any Champions League. This is probably like, I know Sadio Mane made a quote that he would trade in the Premier League and the Champions League to win the AFCON, and yeah, it kind of makes sense.
Did he say that before he won it or after? Because
I think he said that before.
It's huge, man. It's so funny. It's like no matter how much like mainstream media dismisses these tournaments, like the Copa America gets kind of dismissed, but those South American players, what it means to them, it brings back up, when you see what it means to them, it brings back up the value of it because it just evens out the way they've been devalued. You know, it's like, oh, this really means everything. Like, it's the same amount of tears if you lose in the last game, line on the field, and it's like this is not some cup. This is the cup. And
I think with AFCON as well, it's super competitive too.
Right. Exactly. There's so many.
It's not like, oh, there's one real clear favorite. Like Egypt and Senegal were probably two teams you would have picked, but there was also Ivory Coast, there was Ghana, there was Algeria, there was Morocco. You know, the teams that made it far who weren't that favored, like Burkina Faso. And,
I didn't even know they were in it. And I'm keep watching I'm like, where did they come from? They got to the semifinals. They got to the third place game.
I thought it was really interesting to see Senegal win it with a Senegalese coach as well, like not a European coach who'd come in from the outside. It's a former national team player, Ali Cisse.
He has a great story. Like I think he's probably one of the longest running coaches. He's been with the team for 8 years. He's previously lost an AFCON final as a manager and also as a player back in the early 2000s.
And now he won one as a player and won one as a...
No, he never won as a player. He lost a final. Then he lost a final as a manager. But he's seen the entire spectrum. So now he's finally got over the line.
Right. And Egypt lost it without a manager. So that's pretty cool too. Because their manager got a red the game before. So he was on the bench. So it's like, he's just sitting in the crowd. I wonder how many people got COVID in Senegal now after I saw that celebration.
Oh yeah.
that was thick.
That was crazy.
That was pretty thick. Yeah.
Yeah, they know how to party.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I was seeing videos of people partying in New York, like the Senegalese community. Yeah.
Yeah, that must have been dope.
Yeah.
So babies got made for sure.
Yeah.
One of Neil's other things that he wanted to bring up was audience Q&A, 10 minutes every episode. Any thoughts on that?
Well, they just post it in the comments on the episode before, and
sometimes we'll tweet. We'll send a tweet
on Twitter.
And then like people know that new episode's about to be recorded and it's coming up, and then
I think that's cool. It's always interesting to see what people, because then like if there's something we have, a talking point that we have missed that someone wants to prompt us for, then I'm all for that.
Also that would mean that anybody wants to get at us for missing something, or like, hey, we asked you,
right,
this is on you,
right? And then you can argue, instead of arguing after the show on Twitter, you can have the argument on the show.
You can get ahead of it.
So that's cool. And then one fun soccer story from around the world, 10 minutes. So you mean like from an article or something like that? Or?
Could be anything. Like, we've had a few, like, it need not just be, it could be something curious too, like, Martin's story about this 14-year-old kid who's already playing MLS. I feel like sometimes we kind of, it's good to give, bring some stories which folks would otherwise probably not come across.
Well, we were talking just about American football, like the World Cup qualifications, and how everybody was like behead Berhalter after the loss to Canada, which is completely But then I don't know if we got a podcast in because he had the other game against, what was it, El Salvador or
Honduras? I think it was Honduras.
Yeah, and then I think they won 3-0. It's only been a week, but it felt like a lifetime ago. And with AFCON going on, and then the FA Cup and all that stuff, you're like, what did I just watch? But just winning that game. The one thing I don't like about the game, the American media, as far as the national team, how transparent their agenda is. So McKinney scores the first goal and has a great game. But as soon as Pulisic come on, who I love, and scores the third goal, which is like kind of like a meaningless goal, it was all about that goal.
Yeah.
And Captain America coming on. And like, it's like, that's how you make people hate someone, by not being legit about your reporting. You know, like I love Pulisic. I don't want to start hating him, but I feel like I'm glad he came back. I'm glad he scored, but I feel like it was McKinney's day and some of the other players who were on the field before Pulisic came on and scored basically kind of like a garbage time goal from what I remember. So,
but Ian, you're forgetting Pulisic is the LeBron James of soccer. This is what I think a video came out. Was it NBC or ESPN doing a video, and there's a bunch of guys and they were talking about, well, you know, these are not soccer guys, but they were American guys talking about soccer, and they're like, Pulisic is like, he's huge. He's like the LeBron James of soccer.
No comment. No.
I just love that the US decided to play against a Latino team in Minnesota, where it was like freezing cold.
Right.
So funny.
And they were not even trying to hide the fact that they did that to get an advantage.
Yeah.
I think their manager came out after to say that, yeah, we definitely picked Minnesota for that reason.
Hey, I mean, if it's in your country, it's legit. So
right.
It's like when teams in South America, you've got like Bolivia, who play at ridiculous altitude, and opposition players are like throwing up on the pitch and getting oxygen and stuff.
Right. Like when Bolivia uses their mile high stadium, like Minnesota is our freeze bowl.
But they had to like have people, like I think 2 players had to be subbed out due to hypothermia at halftime, including their goalkeeper.
Wow.
Who El Salvador?
The Honduras goalkeeper.
Honduras. I keep on mixing those games up. Yeah.
Canada won again as well, didn't they, in their game?
Oh, I forgot to. I can't remember now what the rankings are now.
I think Canada are still number 1, like in the group.
And US it's 2.
I think so.
Yeah, let's see. I punched in CONMEBOL instead of CONCACAF.
Yeah, Canada on 25, US on 21, Mexico on 21. So US and Mexico are tied for second.
Fire Berhalter. Get him out of there. We should not be tied for second. Get out of here. He's done.
I think Jamaica being on 7 and Panama being on 17 is crazy.
Come on, bro. No, but why are you bringing that up?
Because Jamaica have got like Premier League players. Jamaica have got like Mikel Antonio.
Yeah, we were
who's Panama's Mikel Antonio?
Apparently, yeah. We were ahead in that game and we lost that one against Panama. We was headed against Mexico in that game. So it was a bad international break for Jamaica. Like, I think we're eliminated completely. Like, the next international break, Mikel Antonio might not even might not even go, because what's he gonna do? Like, we're out already.
He's like, I don't need the MRs.
Ravel Morrison might just stay with Derby if he's still with Derby. He seems to
I'm just looking at your team for that game, like against Costa Rica. It was like Andre Gray and Antonio up front, Ravel Morrison, Decordova Reed in midfield, like Pinnock from Brentford was playing.
Leon Bailey,
Mariappa, like you had a good team.
Lee, I know, Lee. I know. I know.
I need to send the federation a letter. They need a good coach. That's the problem.
Maybe that's it. Like the guy, he's an ex-reggae boy legend, but there might be better coaches, you know. We'll see.
Who is it? Is it still Theodore Whitmore?
Yeah, I think so. I'd have to go back to this thing and check. Let me see. What does it say?
They should do a better job. Jamaica should do a better job of
Not losing?
poaching European talent, though, like the Mikel Antonios of the world.
It says P. Hall. So let me see. Let me go to another.
If it's Paul Hall, he was an ex-player in England as well.
Yeah,
He played for like
Paul
Portsmouth, Walsall.
But that might have been like because Whitmore got like. Now it says P. Hall for 2 games. So yeah, all right.
Yeah, it is Paul Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just got the management last year.
Oh, okay.
He's played 685 senior games in his career as a player.
Yeah, he played all through the English leagues, I think. Like, say, he played for like Walsall, Birmingham, maybe Portsmouth.
Portsmouth, yeah. I think Portsmouth's the longest. I'm just looking at his record.
Yeah, I think he was like a right winger, maybe.
Say striker, but
Portsmouth when they were in what division?
I think they were Championship for most of his career.
Has he ever coached before?
He coached the Queen's Park Rangers under 23s. But he used to play for the national team too.
Right.
Yeah, I remember he was in the '98 World Cup squad.
Oh, so he was in that famous Reggae Boys team.
So he was on the team with
like Robbie Earl and
NBC,
Marcus Gale,
Dwight York.
And
no, York was
Trinidad.
Trinidad.
York was Trinidad.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, watch that, man. What are you doing?
I should know my Caribbean islands well.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of my childhood obsessing over every single island, watching cricket.
Oh yeah, I get that. You're a huge cricketer. So what we got coming up tomorrow? Like, let's try and preview some shit. Southampton, let's get right to it, versus Spurs. Is this tomorrow? Yes.
Yep, at the Tottenham Stadium.
What you think of your chances, man?
I don't even know. Because like we're inconsistent, Spurs are inconsistent.
But you've been kind of consistent lately. Like before the break, you were on a run. So I wonder if this break is going to throw you off that run.
Yeah. I don't know, like, because I think Brozier picked up a knock at the weekend when he came off the bench against Coventry.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know what that is? Because I heard some rumors of it being an ACL, which is really bad.
I haven't heard any news.
Okay.
I haven't heard any news about what it is. The club haven't confirmed. So
okay.
I hope it's not serious because we need him really.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we got Armstrong, we got Adams, we got Walcott who can play there as well, but obviously it's a big loss because none of them can do what he does. But yeah, it'll be interesting against Spurs. I mean, Spurs have the better team. If they show up and they play to their capabilities, they should beat us. But it's the sort of game where if we go and we're organised, we press well, then we could get something. I think it'll be quite a chaotic game.
Why? Why don't you play the same system and how you played against Man City? Why does it have to be chaotic?
We gave up a lot of chances against Man City.
Right.
And I think Kane would bury us if we did that.
Okay.
But we'll see.
The thing with Spurs is, like, I've mostly been paying attention to the Spurs games when they played us because we played them a lot, like 3 times in the last month or so.
Yeah, you played them all month.
Yeah, and they look so shit. And this is in a period where we went particularly, great. But then when I look at their record, though, they have been pretty decent against almost every other team.
Yeah.
Since Conte took over. So I don't know if it's just a mentality thing against Chelsea or, like a big game, because the League Cup, it was semi-final, right? But otherwise, they seem to be doing what you'd kind of expect Conte to, help raise the team's levels. So actually, when we are even talking about the top 4, I just feel Spurs is so shit because I've seen them be so shit against us. But I guess that's probably just, bias on a few games. I think overall they have what it takes to be that, best of that lot.
I agree. Like overall, they've been good. For some reason, against you guys muted them. It was night and day. Yeah. And I thought that, all right, maybe even the Premier League game, they'd play you guys better. Because there was a Premier League game, right? Out of those 3 games. Yeah. And you still muted them. But I also think it's a part of Conte's plan to get a lot of money spent in the summer. To be like, look at this gap. You see, if we want to get in the top 4, you know what team's in the top 4? Chelsea. And look,
they played well. They played well against. They played well against Liverpool, though.
Yeah.
Did they get a result? Easily won. Yeah, they got a draw.
But they got a draw, right? Yeah.
They missed a lot of chances in that game.
Right. Yeah, we'll see which Tottenham shows up.
Tottenham just needs to do well enough for things to not completely go haywire with Conte. Like if they don't hit off, or Conte might just leave.
No, I think he'll be patient. I do. I don't.
Antonio Conte and patience, like those 2 words have never been said together.
He was patient at was it Inter?
Yeah.
Like he was patient at Inter, and he's just been intimating a lot about the summer transfer window and how you can, like, and his boy is there, right? That sporting director is his boy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see.
I would love to beat them, though. I really hope we can.
Yeah, I hope you can too, because we didn't do our job today, so we need you. And trying to look at, will Brentford lose again?
Well, they're playing City, so yeah.
Damn. And they really, like, they started the season with a head full of steam, and we're going to play this type of football. And then now it's like, oh shit, you have to sustain this? And against players who are used to sustaining it. And I was wondering if Brentford, like, when you're playing the way they're playing with all this effort and they start losing, will they start giving up? Because they're seeing that giving the players themselves, like, giving all this energy isn't doing anything. And will they start to deteriorate because of that? Or will they keep pressing on and just get the results that they can get? But it is kind of, to lose a bunch of games in a row when you just got promoted, and that means you were winning, and then you hit this wall, and then you keep hitting it. Like, we'll see what Brentford is really made of, like, now. But it's going to be tough tomorrow.
Interesting to see if or how quickly Christian Eriksen can get in their team.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be involved tomorrow, or if he is, it'll be on the bench. But
they do need a player like him to unlock defenses.
Yeah.
But who knows what he's still, not much playing time. Since last time he played, he almost died, or he did die. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Man City also, they would want to get a win, because the last time they played a Premier League game, they lost. They dropped points against Lee's team.
Yeah.
So they don't want to get that gap. They have a comfortable lead right now, but
it's only 6 points, right?
Yeah, and Liverpool are yet to play City, so
right.
Yeah, it's still doable for Liverpool. So City need to keep their foot on the gas.
Right. And Liverpool plays the next day on Thursday, so it's definitely. Yeah, I'm happy that Arsenal has to play Wolves, because Wolves is going to be tough, and Wolves, you took points from us, so take points from them, please. Do your job. And then the other games.
It's at Wolves as well. I could see Arsenal dropping some points there.
Yeah, hopefully all of them. Yeah, hopefully all of them. Like Wolves is tough. They don't be giving you any goals. What do you guys think about Traore? Speaking of Wolves, going back to Barcelona, scene of the crime, La Masia player, and I watched to see, because Barcelona had a very active transfer window, so I watched to see like who they were going to use from their transfers, and he started on the right.
It's a fun game, that one.
Yeah, it was a fun game, and the game started, but it really started when Traore realized, oh shit, I'm playing at their speed. Let me go to my speed, and that's when the shit really started, and you could see the difference. And he got that first cross in, and then Gavi, like little guy, nobody was even thinking about him. 17 years old, scoring a header. It's got quality and grit. And Dani Alves, like he did everything that game. Score, assist, and get sent off. He did everything.
That was a nice assist on that Jordi Alba goal, with a little clip ball to the back, and then Jordi Alba sort of cut the volley back across goal.
Yeah, that was a beautiful ass goal. The setup, between the setup and the finish, just. And
yeah, that goal was over 70 years old with those two combined.
Yeah. That goal was older than the grandparents of most of those players on the field. It was an old ass goal, but it was the oldest goal that ever looked so young. Like,
Jan Oblak, though, he is having an absolute stinker. Like, for somebody with his reputation and pedigree,
he should have left.
Well, I don't know. Like, I think there were rumors that we really wanted him as a Kepa replacement, but I think it seems like we've dodged a bullet here, because his save percentage so far this season is 43.4%.
Damn.
For perspective, when Kepa had that all-time greatest horrible season, his save percentage was 53%.
I also think that even though it's Atletico Madrid, and you think they're very defensive, they haven't. That part of their game is kind of like invisible. So I don't know if it's him or it's the defense or both of them. But you're right.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the players should move on, isn't there, as well, though? Like, just stayed there a little bit too long, maybe.
But you shouldn't have this kind of drop off. This is pretty shocking for somebody of his.
Because he was one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Ter Stegen were fighting for Germany's second best goalkeeper. And now
Slovakian, maybe?
He's Slovakian.
I always thought he was German for some reason. My bad.
It's a German-sounding name.
Yeah. That's what I always went with. I never even looked it up. I said, oh, he's German.
But he's he's the worst goalkeeper in the La Liga right now, and there's a significant difference between him and the second worst.
Damn.
Like on every metric, the save percentage, clean sheets, post shot XG saved.
Damn, he fell off so much. He's not even German anymore. He fell off so much. He turned Slovakian.
Yeah.
Anything you want to wrap up with or discuss? Anything we missed?
Slovenia, actually.
FA Cup upsets.
Slovenia? Big. It's an FA Cup?
Yeah, like some of the games were crazy. Like Boreham Wood beating Bournemouth was pretty huge.
Yeah.
It's a conference team beating a championship team. Like they shouldn't be getting to the fifth round. Like Kidderminster almost beating West Ham, conceding in the last minute twice.
The team that Ian refused to believe even existed. They almost got rid of West Ham.
Yeah. Killer whatever kids.
Killer kids.
Killer Kids.
It sounded a pretty scandalous name, a kid and a minister.
Yeah, Killer Minister Kids.
Yeah, the FA Cup was like, not many teams had it easy. Like we made hard work at Coventry. United obviously lost to Middlesbrough. Chelsea made hard work at Plymouth.
Yeah, they like those like big teams like Chelsea and City, right? And
City
struggled. Not City, but was it Chelsea and Liverpool?
No, Liverpool is good too. It was United.
Okay. Well, there were some questionable calls in that Liverpool game, right? Like people felt like there should have been some penalties and some sending offs for Liverpool players, right? Like they felt like there should be a penalty for whoever, for the team, for Cardiff, and then they also felt like the goalkeeper should have been sent off for Liverpool, which none of that happened. And then Liverpool got like the hang of the game and beat them. But shout out to Harvey Elliott for coming back.
Yeah, good goal as well.
Great class.
Great goal, yeah.
Yeah, the new guy got an assist as well, Diaz.
Yeah.
Quick
feet, determination, man, mentality. He's got that mentality. I know it was Cardiff, but it was meant that you get that mentality, man.
And I hate to say it, but I was quite surprised how well Spurs did against Brighton. They made it look easy.
Yeah, they made it look like it was Chelsea playing Spurs. That's how easy they made it look.
I'm hoping they used up all their good plays in that game.
Did Brighton play like their full squad, or were they resting people?
I think they were pretty strong.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes coaches do weird things, like you're not in any other competitions. Play your players. Who you're not. Sometimes teams act like they're in the top 3 or some shit.
Yeah. Oh, the other big one was Leicester losing to Forest.
Oh shit.
Forest have beaten Arsenal and Leicester now.
They serious. I thought QPR was gonna win. They're like hovering around the top of the table in the championship. And I think they were playing like another championship team or in the league below. And I just thought they would do it. And I'm also going off just the way they played us in preseason, like how they're doing in the championship. Let's see. Also, did anybody check out? I think we did talk about it in the chat, like the Rangers,
Old Firm,
Celtic game.
That was last week, wasn't it? On the Wednesday, I think, last week.
Yeah,
that was crazy. That was Celtic just tore into them.
Yeah, I was watching for Ahmad. That's the first Old Firm game I ever watched. I was just watching for the United player, and then it turned out to be like a smashing by Celtic, but really good football. Yeah,
those Old Firm games are spicy. That goes like way beyond football.
Yeah, it was spicy and good football, at least by Celtic. But Celtic put them under pressure.
Yeah, it blew them away that first half, just demolished them.
Yeah.
Ahmad got hooked, didn't he, half time as well?
Yeah. He scored in the game before, but playing in a derby is just that derby is just something else. It's like your skill ain't gonna help you. There's just some other shit you need that comes with experience to like swim in a hot cauldron.
It's a tough time to go into that Rangers team as well, because they started the season quite strong. They had Gerrard, obviously, he left. They got a new manager. They've had a bit of a dip in form. Like his first game, the game where he scored, they drew 3-3 with Ross County, who they should be smashing, really.
At the first game, right? But then I think he won like 12 or 13 in a row or something like that.
Yeah, he did, but then they've had a dip in form recently. Like the Ross County game, Ahmad's first game, they drew 3-3 with Ross County, who they should be smashing. And then obviously the Celtic game as well. So they've started to sort of dip in form.
Right. Well, they definitely dipped in that game. Jesus. But I'm a Rangers fan now until Ahmad leaves.
I think Celtic will go on to win that league now.
Celtic, I know, they took over the lead of the league in that game. So we'll see. See that, y'all? We're just covering the globe with football. Anybody got any last rites before we bounce? I think my camera went out. Yeah.
No, just praying that we don't lose to Spurs tomorrow.
I'm praying with you. I'll go to church. I'll literally go to church and put lodge in a real prayer. I haven't prayed in a while, so I don't know how you do it. But I don't know if the rules have changed. I'll have to Google how to pray. And if there's different prayers for soccer, especially if it's not your team, like how do you approach that? Yeah. Does it get pushed back in order of importance? Because guys are like, hey man, this ain't even your team, bro. Like,
and you haven't been here for a while.
Yeah, and you haven't been here. Not only have you not been here for a while, you ain't even praying for your team. I'm like, yeah, this is actually
you're taking me for granted. Team. You're taking me for granted on behalf of another team.
Yeah. And I was like, you don't know how much this will do for my team. And have you met Martin, God? Do you want him coming on the podcast after a win? That's just not good for Earth, period. So
you can guarantee if Spurs like smash us, he will be here next time.
Oh yeah.
But he's definitely going to be in the chat. Definitely. Martin, if Spurs is losing, you won't hear Martin in the chat. But if they score a goal and then come back and start, say, oh, Martin, you were here all this time?
If Spurs is losing, is there another game at the same time? Some other big team will have to lose. And then he'll be in the chat and talking only about that game.
Someone's going to be having a crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next day, he'll recover if Wolves get beat by Arsenal. If Wolves beats Arsenal, he'll be happy about that. Yeah. Like on Thursday, me and Martin will be on the same page. Like 100%. Well, all right, guys. Thanks for coming on. Everybody watching and everybody listening, tell us what you think, about the stuff that Neil suggested and what we discussed. And again, we had a dope-ass time, fun time talking about football. Thank you, Aaron Brungardt, producer. And that's everybody. Light some candles and pray for Southampton tomorrow. Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Lee. And we'll see you all next week. One.
See you guys. All right, good one. 3, 2, 1. Got it. Got it.
Yeah, dope.
Cool.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thanks.
Cheers. Thanks, Aaron.
See you guys.
All right. Thanks, Aaron.
Right, I'm going to go to bed.
Good night. Yeah,
for the big game.
All right. Yeah, go. Yeah, no bed. Go pray.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll do that first.
Dear Lord.
All right. See you guys later.
Peace, man.